Hello, everyone. So happy to be back. This is aLex Levin from my home in Sun and Moon Yoga Studios community. Every Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Hi, Mary Beth. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all of you who maybe join at a later time. It's really powerful. I say that every week. It's really powerful. Our community, our communing. So get what you need to be comfortable, to be warm enough. I've cut off my space heater so that in case that was the blur sound thing that was making the sound blurry, maybe that was the problem. Maybe it's the earbuds. I'm not sure. Give it one more try and then I'll retire them if the recording is still not clear. So you need to be comfortable in whatever position you choose. So the position is such an important aspect of our practices, especially in yoga, right? Asana, which comes to mean pose, or it can mean seat. To me, in the broadest way, it means just wherever you find yourself, right here, your spot of real estate on the planet. Good, thank you. Thank you for the feedback on the sound, Mary Beth. Probably was the space heater, the silent, the hum. Oh yeah, technology. So our time consists of me talking for a bit about my theme, a movement practice, and then a stillness and silence practice. And all of these pieces, well, see what they mean for you. Why are you partaking? I'll give you a moment just to reflect on that as you gather yourself, your things. On this kind of cool and dark morning, I have a candle. It just looks like a glow there, but it's a toffee crunch scent. It's a nice addition, and it's in part some of what is an aspect of what we do when we're bringing our attention to the present is an offering up, maybe like a prayer, offering up, letting go of something to make space for a bigger knowing of ourself. And the flame over civilization has often been, among other things, warmth, light, cooking. It has been a vehicle for offering up our prayers, our wishes, our hopes. It's a nice ambiance too. So what brings you here? What brought you here? This was a question that Sharon Landreth, who I mentioned last week, she'd been on retreat, silent retreat with her a few times, and she'd ask that at the beginning of retreat. And I love that question as you ponder it yourself. I love it for the openness and particularity. Like, my legs brought me here into this room. If we were meeting at the studio, our cars maybe might have brought us. Our yearnings brought us. And so one of my main thoughts today is to spend some time. Maybe we'll use part of our sitting meditation, but I'll pepper it throughout to, after we gather our consciousness of ourself right here, I realized I just dropped off a sentence earlier. Then we have the capacity to hold good thoughts, wishes, blessings for others. Like the metta prayer I mentioned at the end of last week's practice, and I could not find yet. I'll have to spend some more time finding the version that Sharon Landreth used at the end of one of our retreats. And the gist of it was that instead, in place of one of the prayers, sort of like may they feel safe, she said, or may they be peaceful, may they know health. She said, may they be aware of their own true essence, the knowing that's within each of us. So let's go there for a moment for ourselves. Just find yourself. And the way we can do that so powerfully is one, through the body, again, to the place we are right here. And as you show up with maybe your aches, your pains, your worries, your joys, but also that live in our body, but also the sense, the gift of gravity holding us right on this spot. And so we sense that through the way, very tangible way, the legs, however they're touching the ground, if you're in a seated position, or the chair, feet on the ground. If you're reclining, if you're lying on your side and curled up in a seed pose, that would be fine. So what is your body's contact with the ground below? And that is courtesy of gravity. And the sensations, as you sense, like when I sense the sides, the outer ankles, sides of my feet, one leg, one shin, side shin is against the ground. One knee is closer, one is farther. And there's a very particular texture. Even the two legs on my shins are a little bit different. Where my pelvis touches, some parts heavier than others I can feel. Actually, my right sits bone feels just a little bit heavier even than my left. But as I stay there and notice, maybe it's not heavier, it's just more concentrated in one place, and the left sits bone feels a little more spread out. It doesn't have to make sense, but sensing, feeling with our senses. And some of it feels like that inner touch, but it's also inner looking, inner listening, inner tasting and smelling even. Getting the whiff of it. Sensing now maybe folding in the feel of the breath. Simple, 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 but maybe the most powerful thing we can work with is attending to our breath. Easy, just how perhaps the body is responding at the belly, the back body, the front body, sides. And noticing sound from outside coming toward you, into you. And space around. So I hear sounds. I hear the creaking floor of our old house upstairs. I hear my own voice. I hear distant rumblings of automobiles. And I feel my animals nearby me, the temperature of the air. Just right here. So this centering may have brought you right into a meditation. And in fact, I think I'll change it up and we're just going to take it because I'm feeling the pull of stillness. And especially if you find yourself lost and unable to, for some reason, a little flustered or unable to come back to just presence, just an openness to what's coming this moment. You can tap back into breath, ground, sound. The Buddha is said to, I'm forgetting if it's the story of, it might be a legend, but it's a story of when he was just about when he achieved his enlightenment, he was accosted by, I don't know, Mara, I think, the demonic presence, like just very powerful mind storm that nearly totally feels like, oh, I don't get this. And he reached out and just touched his hand to the ground. So powerful, his ground. And so, just for a moment now, turn your attention to your heart space, your belly spaces, the inside. It might even be the whole column from the eyes down, throat, heart, the deep inside. And for a moment, conjure up someone, something that is very, very easy for you to love. Might be a stuffed animal you had as a child, might be one of your live animals, might be a relative, a spouse, child. And it might be easier to go to non-human, or well, animals are not human, to the plant world, to the planet, to stars, to art, and anything. You don't have to think about it long, just what's easy for you to love, and turn into this inner space. And this is not as always as easy as it sounds, but just linger your attention as you hold that being in your mind's eye, your heart, your belly, in your core. What are the feeling tones? And just stay. It takes time, more time than the thinking mind uses to allow yourself to sense this feeling of the love you have. Simple. You don't have to do anything. There's no obligation. You're simply the love that comes from you. To that being, even if it's a rock, a mountain. What is the feeling? Give it some words, a little phrase. Maybe it's warm, maybe it's luminous, maybe it's light and open. Maybe it's satisfied. So those are very just examples. It could be unique for you, and yet maybe similar words that I used. Combine feeling both the object of your affection and how it feels within you. So sort of a split screen, but both are right here. And so the useful part of this is that we can sense that that love is in us. It doesn't take coming in from outside. It's already here. It's already here, a fountain of it. And we'll shift a little bit. You can hold on to that, and let's give of that fountain now. We'll do a couple iterations. You can choose a little different. So that was just the affection we feel. And now shifting to this kindness we might hold for another. You might choose one person or being, or again, it can be something like the planet or a particular endangered species, whatnot. Something you hold that you would like to wish well. Wish them well. Perhaps there's someone who with illnesses or someone going through a difficult time. And just imagine that radiance from within you flowing out, offering it up, flowing out for them, to them. Maybe that they have support they need, that there is the solution they need, that there is healing. Or another way, from many traditions, that God's will for them is carried out. Just take your time, sort of have a listening presence as well to inspire you to how to send that message. From our very grounded presence that might have come easily right back from the dog distraction. And if you like, you can transition from that person being to another. There's another one in your communities. It's bringing that image, the knowing of that person, entity, being, and then sending to them this message of blessing, of fulfillment. And you decide. We'll do about this for another minute or so you can stay with the same being or visit with one more. And the more you conjure up the details of whatever you know of them, their shapes, their colors, their faces, their surroundings. Maybe the easier, the richer for ourselves to do this. Come back. Rock. And then draw your attention, gather it up away from those beings, although they can hang out there around us. There's plenty of space and awareness for that. And come back into a few minutes of, 4 minutes of silence and stillness. And going into this, we can just be the open hearted space that everything's coming into, passing through. If mind gets active, just use one of your tools to come back. Again, a parallel with what I'm working on with my dog is to quickly be able to de-escalate. We find ourselves in the mind storm of, my brain and my mind is taking me away again, and then we criticize ourselves for it, and then just don't, no big deal, just come back. Just come back. Nothing lost. In fact, a little celebration. It was a moment of enlightenment. And maybe there's even a joyful feeling somewhere in here. Can be witness to all of it. So in an easy way, let's come up to standing. This is one of the versions of a breath of joy. Easy way. So I'll tell you what the movement is that we'll do a couple times, and then you can join me in doing it, or I'll sort of half semi-gesture it. And the inhale will be arms go out, all in one inhale. 1, 2, 3. All that is all within an inhale. Out, arms out, up, out like a conductor. And then on the exhale, just fold down, bending your hips, bending your knees. And the inhale, arms out, up, out. Exhale, fold down. Join me as you're ready. Arms out, up, out, all with the inhale, and exhale down. One more time. Arms out, up, offering it up, out, and arms down. Just standing, just a few breaths of standing meditation. Feeling the breath, feeling the ground under our feet as we felt under earlier today from whatever position we were in, the ground, our body, gravity. It's a place right here that is, as long as we're alive on this planet, it's always available. Come home to. And slowly let your palms find each other in front of your heart. Notice the feeling tone of this. Maybe it has a little of shoulder stiffness, a little bit of something about togetherness, something about gratitude. And then when we bow, a deeper gratitude, a humility, another dose of community as we're bowing to each other, to ourselves, our head, to our heart. Thank you for joining me. Great to have our Sangha here. Thanks for all of you who watch later. Hi, Jackie was here too. I know that others of you join me later. It's always a great practice, a good recharging for us. I'll see you next week. I'm going to give you a glimpse of a sleeping cat because that's just a great meditative thing. Ciao, ciao. Have a great day. See you next time.